Hi, I'm Frances J. Harvey. I am the founder and CEO of My Solution Services, just so you know. And I've been privileged and honored and asked by Joe Muirhead to record this for you while she's away from this is private practice for a couple days. So I'm going to talk about today things that don't work in your business. Now, you guys speaking to as mental health professionals in your private practice, are you doing things that or you're just kind of spinning your wheels? Ever heard about the hamster wheel? In fact, I think I wrote something about that a long time ago, being on the hamster wheel. And when you keep doing things that aren't working, or they were working and now they're not working, and you keep doing them. So yes, I, as an entrepreneur and business person, have done that, and I too need that business coach and mentor to push me off that hamster wheel. So Joe and I have been working together for 4 years now. She's been my business coach. She's been very much a key part of my success in my business and my growth personally as well because of the business. So real quick, 3 things. One, in the last 2 years, all 3 things have happened. And I did not, honestly, didn't think I could do it, didn't think it was possible. I'm like, ooh, mostly, it's like, where's all the money going to come from? It's amazing. It really is amazing when you step out and create the space for it to happen. It comes, the money comes. So in the last 2.5 years, let's see, I was working out of my home and I didn't have anybody by my side. I had some part-time admin that, were helping me remotely, but nobody that could take over all the admin work that I do. So I could go about being a CEO and doing what I'm supposed to do to grow the business. So I hired somebody full-time after Joe's prompting for a little over a year, I think. Scared to death and didn't think I could do it, but we did. We turned my dining room into an office, and she sat beside me for a good year. And then Joe, all along that year, said, "You need an office space." And truly, my accountant and my husband had been telling me this for the last 4 years. She says, "You can't grow if you don't have more room." True, but where's the money going to come from? So in September of 2019, last September, not that long ago, we got an office space. Oh my goodness. And we originally were just going to get enough room for just myself, an office for myself, for Carly, for my husband. He's a VP and CFO. And then Joe said, seeing a pattern here, you really need to think about doing a call center. She'd put that out there a couple years ago too, and I'm like, what do we need a call center? I can't do a call center. And long story short, we moved in September into the office, and we wound up getting double the space that we needed so we could build a call center. Go figure. She says you need to do this, and I do it, and then I need to do more because I keep growing. But what I realize is I wish I had done some of it sooner, that I wouldn't have let my fear or the fear of where's the money going to come from, or how's this all going to happen, stop me. Because when I do step out and I do the action, which I normally always will do, it just takes me a while to get there, it works. Put it out there, you make the room for it to grow, and it will grow. So we just started looking into doing the actual plans and everything for the call center, and COVID happened. We hired 2 in-house intake coordinators. Now they're working remotely because of COVID. We will get back there. And here I am, back in my home working as well. but things are happening and things are working, and we are going to build the call center, and we are going to continue to grow. And when we moved into the office, just this little short story, and I hope this will really help to give you a mental picture, in stepping out in faith and not letting the fear or the size of things deter you or slow you down or stop you. And that is, when I moved into the office, of course, I was on to looking for things to decorate and all that. And I was in the store and I found this tree. I was in their nursery department and I found this little tree in a little pot, 5-inch or 5-gallon pot, not real big, but not too small. And it was kind of cool. Leaves were, okay, normal tree leaves, if you want to say, but it was the trunk of this tree that kept grabbing my attention. I looked at it, put it down, walked away, looked at the color of the plants and some other ferns and stuff for the office, and I kept going back to this tree. Well, the trunk of the tree was braided, so there was 3 cords braided. And I was just absolutely mesmerized and astounded by, how can you do this? How is that even possible? So I picked it up and I put it in the cart, and I just said, it's just too cool not to have. And I'm walking through the store and I kept looking at it, and so I picked up the tag on the tree to see what it was, and you guys aren't gonna believe this. It was a money tree. It's what's called a money tree. I laughed hilariously. I'm in the store by myself, laughing hilariously, and people are going, "Oh God, we got a weirdo in here." What I realized was, originally I was going to just keep it in that pot and then get, like a bigger, nice looking pot to set it in. And because I'm thinking, something nice but not expensive or whatever. So I'm driving to the office with this tree in my car, and I drive by this restaurant that on the outside they have their stuff piled up and bricks and pots and stuff that have weeds in them. And I'm like, okay. So I stop, go in, and I'm like, are you guys going to do anything with that stuff out there? And he goes, what do you mean? I go, there's a couple pots out there. And he's like, well, let me ask. So he comes back, kind of a young kid. His dad owned it. It was a Japanese buffet. And he comes back and he says, what do you want? I said, that blue ceramic pot. He was like, $20. I'm like, great. I'll send my husband to pick it up. This pot was probably a $300 pot, you guys. I'm not kidding. A $300 pot. So I get it to the office, and it's in the back part of the office where we're going to build out. And I'm told my son, hey, this is what I do and what I want to do. And he goes, okay. And I looked at it, and I looked at the tree, and I went, no, wait a minute. He's like, what? And I'm like, dig up all that, dirt that's like rock because it's been sitting out in the sun, and take the pot out of the tree out of the small pot and plant it in the planter. He goes, Mom, it's so big. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it needs room to grow. And it was like, oh my gosh, so does my business, right? And it was from that point forward that, I was like, not going to worry and be all tripped up about, how are we going to pay lease and how are we going to pay the rent? I'm going to create the space for growth. So in other words, if anybody knows about gardening, if you don't give the plant room to grow, the right soil, water it, the right lighting, and most of all, the right size for, so the roots don't get root bound, that kind of thing, it's not going to grow. And then it will, if you do, it will only grow as big as its environment. And so now the plant is in the big, huge pot. It's sitting in the window in the indirect light in my office in the front, and it's growing. And then when that tree gets too big for that pot, which I think it's probably going to be a little while, but then we'll have to get another pot to give that, sorry, um, to give that plant the room to grow. So as I close this out, all that to say is, first of all, create the space, create the environment for your business to grow, for your private practice to grow. Don't get tripped up on how am I going to do it. That stuff will come. Trust me, I have been working with Joe long enough and leveling up for the last 6 years of my business, and every single time it comes, it will come. So create the space for your business to grow. Create the pot for your money tree to grow, and stop doing the things that don't work. And if they were working once and they aren't working anymore, change it, level up. That means it's time. And you will be surprised what will happen. Is it going to be scary? Scary as hell, okay? Yes, I'm not saying it's going to not be scary. It will be scary. But there's a book, Feel the Fear, and do it anyway. Hope you guys have a fabulous day. You're staying safe. If you're outside it or in any place where it's beautiful, the sun's out, go outside. It's a good thing. And Joe, again, thank you so much for the opportunity. Mwah. Talk to y'all soon.